Chevy Trucks, Shooting Sports America. Brought to you by Chevy Trucks. Browning. And Federal.
In the world of competitive shooting, it stands alone. From start to finish, no other event places more demands on a shooters all around the belt. From pinpoint precision and a rock-steady hold one moment to breakneck speed and split-second timing the next. It's a one-of-a-kind triathlon of handgun, rifle, and shotgun marksmanship skills. Perhaps the ultimate challenge for any of America's top competitive shooters.
Hello together.
Hi, I'm Gresham, shooting editor of Sports magazine. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 6th Annual National Championships of the Chevy Truck Sportsman's Team Challenge here at the Markham Park Target Range at Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Imagine, if you will, a track meet where each runner had to compete in a marathon, a 10,000-meter race, and a 100-meter sprint. You'd have some idea what this shooting competition is all about. From the starter's gun to the finish line, this all-around competition truly puts a premium on endurance and speed and the ability of competitors to adapt quickly and successfully to very different demands as they move from one stage of this competition to the next. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with America's top guns as they vie for the national all-around shooting title.
Yeah!
Joining me to cover the action this year is fellow Sports Appeal editor Tom Gresham. Tom, you know, I think the question on the minds of many of the competitors this year is, can anybody beat the Smith & Wesson team of Mike Plaxco, Jerry Miculek, and Judy Woolley?
Well, that's right. Quite frankly, there were some doubts last year about the team's overall strength when Judy joined the team of Mike and Jerry, becoming the first woman to compete side-by-side with the men in the open class championship round. As it turned out, in the 93 championship, Judy not only held up her end of the bargain, but she helped pace the Smith & Wesson team to another first-place finish.
But it was by no means a runaway victory for Smith & Wesson. Going into the final handgun event, Smith & Wesson had only a 6-point lead over the Dillon Precision team. After the smoke had cleared, Smith & Wesson did come out on top, but only by a slim margin.
And that's given quite a bit of encouragement to 3 or 4 of the top teams here this year, especially last year's runner-up team from Dillon Precision. Rob Latham is not only one of America's top handgunners, but also one of the strongest all-around competitors at this event. Arndt Meyer and Mike Voigt not only have a number of national pistol titles under their belts, but both are also highly accomplished shotgunners. All 3 of these men know what it takes to get into the winner's circle, and they can cover this competition from one end to the other. They came awfully close to winning last year, and I know they'll go all out to take top honors this time.
Much the same thing can be said about the men shooting on the Sierra Starline team. All 3 members are veteran team challenge competitors and top-ranked shooters in their own disciplines. Brian Enos, a Bianchi Cup and Masters champion, is day in and day out one of the best handgun shooters in the country. David Tubb is America's top metallic silhouette rifle shooter. And Doug Koenig may well be America's best young shooter, with a Masters championship already to his credit. This team was in the running for the top spot in the championship round last year, and they all know that they have a very realistic chance to win this year. Of course, the Smith & Wesson team is still the team to beat. Arkansas native Michael Plaxco, a man who's won virtually every major handgun match in competitive shooting, is back as the team's captain. Jerry Miculek, currently the fastest revolver shooting in the country, is also back on the team. Judy Woolley, a 2-time world speed shooting champion, and indeed the first full-time factory-sponsored professional female shooter since Annie Oakley, rounds out this championship group. While these top shooters come from a truly wide range of competitive backgrounds, all the teams have one thing in common. That's the hundreds of hours of practice most of them put in for this one match alone.
And that's not surprising. At no other event do competitors face so many different or such contrasting shooting challenges. Every team here must compete in 6 unique courses of fire, divided between shotgun, rifle, and handgun events.
While the team challenge features many of the top shooters in the country, this event also has classes for sportsmen and industry teams. Indeed, sportsman shooters form the largest class competing here, attracting several hundred shooters from around the country and giving this Chevy Truck event a special flavor all its own.
This is a really fun event because there's such a variety of competitions. We have the rifle, pistol, shotgun. Most shooters here are very well established in only one discipline, myself, shotgun, for instance. But I get a chance to compete against the best in the world in rifle and pistol and shotgun, and it brings it all together, and it's a great time.
So this is the first time that I've shot these events, and it's just fantastic. It really makes you appreciate what some of these people have gone through to do as well as they do.
It was an exceptionally tight race in the preliminary round, with 5 teams challenging for the top 3 spots in this year's championship shoot-off. But when the last shots were fired, it was our top contenders, the team from Sierra Starline, Smith & Wesson, and Dillon Precision, who made it into the final, and will be shooting head-to-head for this year's championship crown and a share of the $148,000 purse. We'll be right back after these messages. The championship round got underway with 3 uniquely challenging shotgun events.
In the flurry, 5 computer-controlled traps throw 50 clay targets toward the shooters, 5 at once, and then one practically right after the other.
In the flush event, the challenge is reversed, with 5 traps throwing 50 targets at different angles and elevations away from the shooters.
In the mixed bag event, team members take turns, each facing a series of doubles. 2 targets thrown at the same time from any pair of multiple traps set out on either side, in front, and even in back of the shooter.
On the Sierra Starline team, looks like they're going to have Doug Koenig in the left-hand box, David Tubb in the middle, and Brian Enos taking the right-hand bird. All right, here comes the Sierra Starline team, about to call for the first 5 birds at once in the flurry. There they go. They let one get by on their initial flurry.
That's surprising that they missed that first bird.
Working very well in sequence now. They seem to have their rotation working.
Nice tempo, nice rhythm in these shots.
One got by them there.
That's 2.
Each man is taking 2 shots, and then they rotate to the next.
There, lost another.
Smith & Wesson team is up now. We got Jerry Miculek in the left cage.
Judy Woolley in the center.
Looks like Mike Plaxco is taking up the right cage. Looks like they got all. Oh, I see one got by in the initial flurry.
Sure did. So these are the champs, so the pressure is really on them.
The Smith team seems to be taking those birds just a little quicker than the Sierra Starline team did. A little bit further in front of the cages. They're really shooting well today.
Whoa! So we've got the Dillon team up here.
They took them all.
Nice shooting. There's 2 together.
Yep, but they were troubled. They're talking to each other as they're shooting it. If somebody doubles up or he misses one, he hollers for the other guy to take it. They work on this time and time again so that they know what to do with any eventuality. Now, there's the bird just got by him.
They're down 2. That's 3. Lost another one. They look so easy and can be so hard.
The official score is a 94. That puts them tied with the Sierra Starline team as they finish the flurry event.
And both of them are 4 points behind Smith & Wesson.
We're an industry team, and Cole is getting back into the competition aspect of shooting and trying to have a presence and support shooting. And we're having a good go for the first time for this team.
It's great. There's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of people here. Every year it just gets better and better.
Targets are the same for everyone, and if you're on them, you shoot them.
It's a shootout extravaganza. You can shoot all you want, and you get to meet real important people and best shooters in the world. I wouldn't miss it for anything.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of camaraderie. You meet some great people. And it really doesn't matter how good of a shooter you are. You're just here to have a good time and learn what it's like to be part of the shooting sport.
In the industry class, the team from Winchester led wire to wire in the championship round and took first place honors with a great score of 480.
Great shooting. The pressure was on, but the Winchester team came through again. You're the winners of the industry class.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here. It's always a great shoot. It's a fun shoot, and there's always a lot of competition.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you again.
Okay, we're getting ready to go into this second venue, this mixed bag, and they're rotating these top teams, so Smith & Wesson is starting first this time. Tom, this mixed bag event, I think, is the hardest of the shotgun venues, and the scores seem to indicate that.
Each shooter calls full and then gets a pair of targets from random traps, so they just don't know where they're coming from. A rabbit can take some wild hops as it comes across. Boy, Mike held on that rabbit a long, long time. One of the competitors was saying that these are targets that you just don't see on a trapper's sheep field. You've got to be a sporting clay shooter to have seen these targets before.
I see Rob shooting an over and under here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of individual preference, really. They're going to shoot 2 shots at each pull, and so the over and under works just as well as the semi-auto.
Right. Tom, these traps are computer controlled, so they never know what sequence these targets are going to come out in. If you get a springing keel and then a rabbit on the ground, it can be tough.
I believe they said that there are 200 different patterns programmed into the computer, so it's just pure luck of the draw as to whether you get an easy combination or a difficult one. And, of course, there's also the luck of just when that rabbit's going to take a hop. You don't know that either.
Oh, that's for sure.
You know, they say you don't win this event on the shotgun, because that comes first, but you can certainly lose it. Dylan is 18 points behind Smith & Wesson going into this third and the finals of the shotgun venues.
And that can be made up very rapidly on these events.
That's right.
In the sportsman's class, the long shots from South Carolina fought a neck-and-neck race with the B-Square and Carolina Blues team through the championship round. With a perfect 100 in the handgun event, they took first place with a final score of 498. Great shooting. Over 50 teams in the sportsman's class, and you pulled it out. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We feel very, very fortunate. Fine shooting by my teammates. The first and second and third place teams were interchanging places 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 lead changes. We're just very fortunate to have been ahead when the thing was over.
The flush is the last of the shotgun events, and the Dillon team shoots first. In the flush, strategy is the key.
In this one, they cover for each other. If one of them misses the target, the other one tries to pick it up, and so they're talking to each other the whole time. They are really smoking some targets. These guys are shooting well. You got some high ones, some low ones, right and left crossers.
They're really smoking them.
See, I think the pressure is working on these guys now. We got the Smith & Wesson team up now shooting the flush. They're covering for each other. Look like an awfully good round.
Excellent round. That wraps up the 3 shotgun events, and Smith & Wesson has the lead. They've given Sierra and Dillon something to shoot at.
Well, they have. The scores right now are 260 for the Smith & Wesson team, 244 for Dillon, 222 for Sierra. The Smith & Wesson team has the lead, but it's not so much that they can't catch up.
The final 3 events in this championship round involve rifle or handgun shooting, with rifle up first. Okay, the Sierra team is up first in this rifle match, and they've got a lot to make up.
Looks like they're just mowing them down. The smaller the target and the farther away it is, the more points it counts, and then there are additional bonus points for clearing each bank of targets.
45 is clean.
Another interesting thing of this competition, Tom, is that they can only have 2 magazines loaded when they begin, 10 rounds each, and they have to reload after they run out of those, and they can keep reloading as long as they have time.
90 is clean.
Looks like they've got 15 seconds left.
Small one.
They're trying to get those 1-inch targets right now that are really hard. They've cleaned it. They cleaned it with 9 seconds left.
Perfect score.
The perfect score, the time is there.
Watch Jerry. Look at that. Is that fast or is that fast?
He's just mowing them down. Working on the 1 inches now.
1-inch target at 40 yards and 1-inch target at 55 yards is tough.
Oh, yeah. It's like trying to hit a quarter. You're in the offhand position and you're nervous.
Got 2 of them. Got 3 of them. Got them all.
They got them all. Had 5 seconds left. Even though it took them a little longer than the Sierra team, the score is still the same. That gives
Beautiful
them
shooting.
100.
Beautiful shooting.
Of course, Dillon is to come up next.
And they'll have to shoot a perfect score in order not to lose ground.
That's right. They're going to have to shoot a perfect 100 just to keep their place.
All I can say is Smith & Wesson is making it tough on them again.
Interesting, looking at their rifles, you'll see that they have barrel weights out on them, and that weight out front helps them hold that rifle steady.
It stabilizes it, hangs in there nicely. With the pressure mounting and the seconds ticking away, the Dillon team missed the last bonus target. That kept them in second place, but they've slipped a few more points behind Smith & Wesson with only 2 events to go.
Here we are at the combo event. The Smith & Wesson team is up first. This is the event where you have 2 of them shooting handguns and 1 shooting a rifle. Of course, on some of these banks, they have a covering target. They have to actually hit the first one to uncover the second target so they can shoot it in. The second one is an even smaller target.
Yes, I think a change this year is they get a point for uncovering it, too.
That's right. This team really needs a 100 on this event to stay within reach. They're concentrating on the far-out banks, and they're not shooting the close-up banks at all. They don't have a single target down on that 90-yard bank.
Nope, haven't shot at them yet.
There's one. That's the first one on the far bank. It doesn't look good for the Dillon team.
They're losing time. They're losing time.
Looks like they have Brian Enos shooting the handgun and David Tubb shooting the rifle. Doug Koenig is doing loading for both of them. They've knocked out all of the blocking targets. Now they're working on the scoring targets within. Holy cow. They are really shooting well. Brian Enos is having trouble with those small scoring targets out there.
Yeah, that's a long...
Oh, they just cleaned the whole thing.
Hey. All right.
Holy cow. That's exactly what they had to do.
That keeps them in the running.
It really does. They knew what they had to do. They got in there, they shot aggressively, and they just cleaned them off.
Well, Tom, as we go into the final event of this Sportsman's Team Challenge, Smith & Wesson has the lead. They stood the pressure, and it's clear that they gave these other two finalists something to shoot at.
Well, they sure did. You know, they're 27 points ahead of the Dillon team and 29 points ahead of the Sierra Starline team. And while that may seem like an insurmountable lead, it's really not, because in this last event, anything can happen. Last year, we had a team have an equipment malfunction that kicked them out. And also, at this level, the pressure can cause anybody to choke. Well, the Sierra Starline team will be the first to shoot in the handgun event because they are in the bottom of the rung coming up on this event.
But only 2 points back.
Well, that's right. It's only 2 points. That means one single target separates second and third place. And that's an $8,000 difference should they finish second rather than third. We've got Doug Koenig is taking out these precision targets with no problem at all. He's just working his way right down the line.
Well, he's one of the finest handgunners in the country. He's won the Masters and the Bianchi Cup, and he is just at his peak. Here we go to the speed event.
David Tubb shooting the speed event. Let's see if he can handle these. He's the rifle shooter, but he sure can handle that pistol, too. Wow, did he mow those down.
Still have 43 seconds, 42 seconds.
Here comes Brian Enos. This is the long-range event, and Brian Enos is the shooter. Oh, he's just flopping them over.
Hasn't missed a target yet.
Lots of time left. That's his first miss. Back on track now.
2 left.
15 seconds. There you go. He cut them all.
Great shooting with 9 seconds to spare.
Well, we've got Team Dillon coming up, and this is important to them. If they drop one target, they move from second place to third place and lose $8,000.
So in other words, when they're finished, if there's a single target standing, it's going to cost them $8,000. Robbie Latham up on the precision shooting. What he needs is speed, speed, and more speed. That's all the targets. He's unloaded. Now, Mike Voigt's going to go to the center position. This is the speed event.
54 seconds.
Wow, is that fast?
$39 seconds left.
It's going to be tight. That's not a lot of time. Art's going to get there. He's not going to have...
He's got 30 seconds.
Looks like he's going to start with 30 seconds on the clock. Yep. He had a jam. He's got 14 seconds left.
That's enough time.
Yeah, it really is. He's going to have to reload at least
One
once.
left. 5, 4.
He got
him.
So the Dillon team has moved into second place.
Now, that is cool under pressure, isn't it?
It really is. He took it right down to the wire. They had that one target standing. That was the $8,000 target.
That's right. He didn't have much time to start with, and then had that jam. Came right back, kept his cool, and ran the whole bank.
That's right. Just stayed with it the whole way, which is what it took. That was some mighty fine shooting, and it moved Dillon into second place, and at least gives them a chance at first. Now everything rests with Smith & Wesson and their performance.
Right.
All right, here's Judy Woolley in the leadoff position, shooting the precision part of this event.
Now the Smith & Wesson team is in the lead.
Some wondered if Judy could hold up her end of everything, but it turns out that she is one of the best shooters in the country at this type of event.
She missed 2 or 3 of those.
She's shooting well, but
targets,
she's not
yes.
moving as fast as I would have expected.
Taking a little more time than normal. Already down to less than a minute. That's not giving them much time for these other 2 events. Anything can happen here.
All right, she's finished, but there's 48 seconds. Let's see what we have here. All right, Jerry Miculek is going to be shooting the speed event. Even though he's the fastest revolver shooter in the world, he's using a semi-auto for this one, mainly for the speed of reloading.
Got them all. 27 seconds left.
All right,
This is going to be a challenge.
Here comes Michael Plaxico. He has only 20 seconds to do this. Ten seconds left. Michael smooth, but there's just not enough time. He left 2 targets standing, but that's still going to be enough. Smith & Wesson is going to win it again. It's a dynasty.
Boy, it is. These people are real professionals. It was another great shooting performance by the Smith & Wesson team. And in addition to taking top honors, Gary Van Nord of Chevrolet Trucks awarded them the winner's check.
On behalf of Chevy Truck, I'm proud to present you with this check for $33,000. Thank you. Congratulations.
Jerry, thank you. On behalf of Smith & Wesson and the National Shooting Sports Foundation, we thank you.
Smith & Wesson came into the preliminary round this year a little shaky. I don't think they had quite the confidence they did last year.
But they didn't fold under pressure. In the championship round, they came through like the true champions they are.
It was a great shoot. I enjoyed working with you, Tom. Thank you for being with us, and I hope you'll join us again on the next edition of Shooting Sports America.
Chevy Trucks, Shooting Sports America. Brought to you by Ruger, Weatherby, and Winchester.